Imagine a headphone that doesn't just reproduce music, it redefines how you perceive it. The moment you hit play, it's as if the air rearranges itself. Instruments materialize with dimension, vocals breathe with texture, and silence carries weight. This isn't a fantasy, it's the HEDDphone Two, where physics meets artistry, and where HED audio transforms their revolutionary idea into its most mature form yet. For years, audiophiles have whispered the same truth. The original headphone changed expectations. Its AMT driver design, taken straight from high-end studio monitors, made dynamic and planar headphones look almost ordinary. But it was heavy, ambitious, unapologetically serious. The HEDDphone Two carries that legacy forward, lighter, faster, more human. This is not a refresh, it's a redesign born from obsession. Because when HED says evolution, they mean every screw, every curve, every acoustic chamber has been rebuilt from the ground up to chase one goal: perfect musical truth. Let's start where this transformation began, in Berlin. HED Audio, founded by Klaus Heinz, the same mind behind Atom Audio, is no stranger to redefining sound. Their philosophy: if sound is truth, design is the language that reveals it. The HEDphone Two represents that belief, sculpted from aerospace-grade materials, tuned in reference studios, and assembled with the precision of German engineering culture. Pick it up and the first thing you notice is weight, or rather the lack of it. At around 550 grams, it's roughly 25% lighter than its predecessor, yet it feels stronger, denser, more purposeful. The redesigned headband uses carbon fiber composite and memory foam padding, distributing pressure so perfectly that you forget it's there. The new yoke system and ear cup geometry aren't just ergonomic, they're architectural. Every millimeter is engineered to reduce resonance and fatigue while keeping the mechanical structure rigid and vibration-free. Slide it on, and what you experience isn't comfort in the consumer sense, it's stability. A feeling that this headphone was meant to disappear between you and the sound. Inside lies the heart of HED's revolution, the full-range AMT driver, or Air Motion Transformer. Unlike dynamic or planar drivers, the AMT doesn't push air like a piston, it folds and unfolds it like an accordion, moving air faster with less distortion. It's the same principle used in HED's professional studio monitors, but scaled, refined, and miniaturized for the human ear. The result? Speed, texture, control. When a snare cracks, you don't hear the driver move, you hear air itself move. When the vocal rises, there's no artificial brightness, only transparency, as if the air thins to make room for emotion. Let's talk numbers, because audiophiles care about proof. The HEDphone Two offers a frequency response from 10 Hz to 40 kHz, covering the audible spectrum and far beyond, ensuring harmonic accuracy even in the overtones you can't consciously hear. Its impedance sits at 41 ohms, sensitivity at 89 dB SPL per 1 milliwatt, and total harmonic distortion below 0.04%, laboratory-level precision in a wearable form. Translation: the cleaner your signal, the truer your sound. Pair it with a good amplifier or DAC and it scales dramatically, yet it remains surprisingly manageable even from mid-tier balanced outputs. HED deliberately tuned it to feel alive, not restrained across a range of setups. Now close your eyes and imagine the soundstage. The D1 already gave us openness, the sense of a room, the space between instruments. The Two expands that into something almost architectural. Notes hang in a 3D space defined by width, height, and depth that feels infinite, yet focused. It's not artificially wide, it's geometrically honest. Vocals sit precisely in the center, percussion stretches to the edges, reverbs bloom naturally behind. You're not listening in the mix, you're listening through it. Bass is tighter, faster, better controlled, extending low without exaggeration. Mids are crystal clear, revealing emotion and body. Treble reaches high with air but never glare. It's that rear neutrality that still feels musical, never sterile. When you hear something like Nils Fromm's Says or Daft Punk's Giorgio by Moroder, you can trace every electronic texture as it evolves. Switch to a live orchestral track, and the timbre separation is breathtaking. Strings, brass, and woodwinds occupy their own universe, untouched, unblurred. This is what happens when you remove every barrier between diaphragm and emotion. But technology alone doesn't make music magic. It's the human side, the ergonomics, the intention that completes the experience. HED addressed one of the most common requests from D1 owners: portability and ease. The Two folds flat. Its detachable cable system uses high-grade mini XLR connectors, giving you modular flexibility. The case is lighter, the cable is more supple, the presentation feels refined. Luxury through engineering. Now let's zoom out. How does it stand among its peers? At the same price range,
Roughly $199 or 1,799 euros.
the HEDDphone Two enters a battlefield of statement pieces. Here are its challengers. Focal Clear MG Professional, French craftsmanship with magnesium drivers known for warmth and musicality. It delivers lush mids and tactile bass. Against it, the Two sounds more analytical, faster, and more extended in treble. Focal charms you, HED educates you. Meze Empyrean 2, the Romanian masterpiece blending artistry and comfort. It's warmer, more relaxed, and arguably the most comfortable of them all. Yet compared to the Two, it trades absolute transparency for tone color. The HEDphone Two is cleaner, more linear, and truer to source. Odezi Lisi D5, American planar precision with deep bass authority and micro detail that can feel microscopic. But its weight and drive demands make it a commitment. The Two keeps pace and resolution but feels more breathable, more effortless. Where the LCD5 is dense and muscular, the Two is poised and articulate. HIFIHMAN HE1000 Stealth, an ethereal planar with dreamlike staging. It paints in pastels, airy and cinematic. The Two, by contrast, paints in HDR, bold contrast, sharper edges, more realistic tonality. It's realism over romanticism. Dan Clark Audio Expanse is one of the most ergonomic flagships out there, known for balance and low distortion. Against it, the Two offers slightly more microtexture in the highs and a more physical low-end presence. The message is clear. Every competitor interprets truth differently, but the HEDphone Two doesn't interpret, it reveals. Let's dig deeper into what makes that possible. The Two features a redesigned AMT V2 driver, refined airflow channels, and a new motor structure that reduces acoustic resistance while keeping the ultra-low distortion signature intact. This means transient response that feels instant, no smear, no overshoot. The internal acoustic mesh controls reflections inside the cup, improving focus and phase alignment. Even the ear pads, now made with multi-density foam and premium textile mesh, act as tuned filters shaping how air leaves the chamber. Every element has purpose. HED calls this approach dynamic transparency. It's the idea that true fidelity isn't about flatness, it's about letting every transient, every nuance, and every harmonic coexist without conflict. You don't hear frequency response, you hear reality. For professionals, this translates to trust. You can mix, master, or compose with confidence knowing what you hear is what exists. For enthusiasts, it means rediscovering your library, not through added excitement, but through unveiled dimension. If the D1 was a statement of innovation, the Two is the statement of refinement. And it's not just for studios anymore, because HED understands something vital. Listening has moved. It's not confined to mastering rooms, it happens in apartments, at night, in quiet corners where music becomes private truth. That's why the Two combines reference-grade neutrality with human-grade comfort. It's precision that doesn't punish, honesty that invites. Let's talk build for a moment. The ear cups are hand-finished in matte graphite, subtle and timeless. The headband uses modular magnetic pads for easy swap-outs. The cable system includes both 6.3mm and 4.4mm connectors, recognizing the rise of balanced portable players. Even the packaging, a recyclable molded case with velvet interior, follows the brand's principle: no excess, only essence. And of course, it's made in Germany, backed by HED's full 5-year warranty, a rarity in this segment. So, how does it make you feel? When you first listen, you might notice nothing. No exaggerated bass, no showy highs, but keep listening. Minutes later, you realize your shoulders are relaxed. Your brain isn't chasing brightness, and your ears aren't tired. You're simply inside the recording. That's the magic. It doesn't wow you with color, it wins you with clarity. And that's the essence of performance: fidelity without fatigue. Let's quantify the experience. Clarity, A+. Micro detail and transient articulation rivaling planar flagships. Downstage, A, wide but intimate with holographic center imaging. Comfort, A, significantly improved weight and fit for long sessions. Bass extension, A, deep yet linear. Sub-bass textures intact without boom. Value, A, given the innovation, it competes above its price tier. If you love over-engineered beauty that serves a musical purpose, this is it. Now, imagine your listening ritual. You dim the lights, press play, and a subtle warmth fills the room. The track begins, a soft piano note, a vocal breath, a string harmonic, and the HEDphone Two vanishes. What's left is presence, space, intimacy. You're not escaping reality, you're expanding it. Or maybe you're mixing a project at 2 a.m., headphones as your only window into the music. You need precision that doesn't fatigue, truth that doesn't judge. The Two delivers that. You make decisions faster, hear balance clearer, feel connection deeper. That's the emotional side of technology, when engineering becomes empathy. Because at its core, the HEDphone Two isn't about specs. It's about a promise that sound can be both scientific and soulful. So, what kind of listener is this for? It's not for the casual commuter or gym user. It's for the creator, the collector, the critical listener who believes music deserves more than convenience. It's for those who care about where sound comes from and how honestly it arrives. And in a world of fast fashion audio and algorithmic tuning, HDD dares to say, let's build something timeless. To sum it up, driver technology, full range AM/TV2, unmatched speed and clarity. Build, lightweight carbon fiber architecture with ergonomic redesign. Tuning, neutral reference with a lifelike dynamics. Use case, studio-grade accuracy for professionals and home audiophiles alike. Legacy, built upon decades of German monitor expertise. This isn't just another flagship headphone. It's the evolution of an idea that fidelity can have feeling and that truth can sound beautiful. As Klaus Heinz himself said, we don't design for trends, we design for trust. The HEDphone Two embodies that trust, a bridge between the analytical and the emotional, between science and soul. So the question isn't whether it's better than the last one. The real question is, how much closer do you want to get to the music itself? If you're ready for that journey, you already know the answer. This is the HEDphone Two, precision perfected.